everyone, my name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I am here with Reed Rapid Melton, and this is our final game of the night. This one for the ULoL Campus Series between, who is it? Loyola. I get that name wrong all the time. Loyola Marymount versus Utah. Take it away, Rapid, so I can catch my breath here. Or not. I think his mic might be muted there.
Why would that ever happen? Because
Hey!
don't even know what you're talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and introduce our team. So Loyola Marymount versus Utah. Just going over these guys' OPGGs before the games, I was thinking to myself, wait a second, it's probably going to be a little bit more of an even series, at least from what we're used to seeing. However, after checking about things a little bit more in depth, I gotta say Loyola Marymount might have a few things in store that, depending on how these pick and ban phases go, might catch Utah off guard a little bit. And I don't want to spoil anything. We'll get to that as we get through the draft. But already nice to see as we get back into the pick and ban phase. Malzahar, Camille, both being taken out, two of the very strongest champions in their respective roles.
Yeah, Malzahar actually showing up a huge in the support role, and we've seen it in the ULoL Campus Series so far, to where he's been a huge impact player in multiple games so far, so not really surprised to see that one taken away. Camille, even though she got hit with some nerfs in the most recent patch, she's still quite powerful, very good at dueling, and nobody wants to deal with that quite yet. Poppy and Rengar also being banned away. Of course, Poppy a mainstay in the top lane. I have actually seen Poppy on support in the ULoL Campus Series too, because that's one of the most fun things about collegiate games, is that you get to see these off-meta picks, and Poppy support might be one of those ones, but still, a very huge terror in the top lane. Then, of course, Rengar. If you get snowballed with Rengar, it's really hard to stop, and that's kind of the same with LeBlanc. So, LMU going to be taking away the LeBlanc as well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see things like Kha'Zix taken out, like any of these like very, very aggressive hardcore junglers. But at least for the time being, for right now, nothing super surprising about the way that things have worked out just yet. Now, I am still trying to type arena a few of these names in here, because I was missing info on a couple of these players, but the Aatrox ban.
You did the research. Is that a thing?
No, it's just really not. Okay, so here's the thing about Aatrox. Like, even if it is a thing, it's just not a thing. Like, the best Aatrox player will be so much worth, than just an average player at a decently tiered champion. So, yeah. Definitely a champion that needs a little bit of love in a lot of departments, but Katarina actually a champion that's kind of interesting. I've seen her picked a lot. Going into this season 7, at least competitively, a lot of people were talking about how she was going to be like really, really broken in the right hands, but that's what people pretty much discovered, is that it takes a very, very special, very talented person to be able to use that champion correctly. So we're going to have to see whether or not that works out for LMU. Now, there's the Kha'Zix that I expected to be banned instead of the Aatrox, but you can see maybe the strategy behind banning Aatrox, kind of a throwaway ban, so that now you get two important picks as Utah, the Kha'Zix and the Jhin.
And not to mention that leaves up another pick for LMU to pick up. So they had to pick up. They had to choose between something, knowing that LMU only had one pick for the first pick phase, and Utah having two. They were able to get two of those power picks, like you said, Jhin and Kha'Zix. Katarina could have easily been banned as, like you said, in the right hands, a huge threat, but they decided to let that one go. And now Zyra and Rek'Sai being locked in as well. So quite a bit of CC, a lot of protection coming out, along with a nice mobility with the Rek'Sai, and we're going to see what Giraffe and James picks up here. As I've seen Giraffe, I think it was Orianna he was pretty good with.
Yep.
Last game. Yeah, played a lot of Orianna.
Wow, I'm actually really surprised. This is Fekka's memory just like being so much better than mine. But yeah, so we're looking for save control mages. If Victor was still in the meta, we'd see probably that. But Corki, another pick that's actually really been coming back lately. And it's not really the style that we were talking about, but it does definitely fit into the main mid lane meta. Corki does so much damage. It's just always been true, but especially recently, Corki got buffed a little bit. Trinity Force as well, like a little bit back further ago, but not enough to like really, really bring it back into the future. But now, in response to that, Jorgerbomb is going to bring out the Yasuo, the Bane of Corki, and against Triple AD, also Jin. Great pick there to bring in Yasuo, just not a champion we see all that much.
Yeah, and you're talking about counter picks as well. Utah does have something to answer in the bot lane, though. Zyra is as we've seen a lot more misfortune counter picking Zyra, which you wouldn't think would happen until someone did it in Worlds, and now it's pretty common. If you see a Zyra, you're more likely going to see a misfortune, and that's what we have in the bot lane of Utah. Jin and misfortune, and we round it out with the tree in the top lane. So they do have a little bit of an engage on the side of Utah, along with some tanky front line, just like Rek'Sai kind of provides that for LMU, but they also have a Jinx in the bot lane. We didn't really talk too much about that one. Jinx, I mean, it's pretty standard. There's really not too much to say about Jinx in my opinion here, but of course, Rapid, what do you think about Jinx in this? Because, I mean, they don't really have too much CC on the side of Utah, so I think Jinx is going to be pretty safe.
Yeah, so the Jinx should be safe, but Utah might not be safe because here are some of the power picks. Let me drop these on you. So Huz Zyra is his strongest and most played champion by far, but the big thing is Exequia's Katarina. So Katarina, like I said, in the hands of a master, goes off. 75% win rate on this champion so far in solo queue. I'm just saying, it's a little bit scary. So pretty excited to see what that does in their hands, but that is going to do it for our champion picks and bans. Like I said, maybe a little bit favoring Loyola Marymount in this case, but Utah, their lineup is just solid. They've got strong picks in really every single role right now. They've got a counter pick in the support matchup, and they've got one of the strongest junglers around right now in Kha'Zix versus Rek'Sai. So also Maokai, just pretty solid. Not a whole lot to say there, but still really, really excited to see this game go down. This is our first game in our last ULoL Campus Series game of the night. So if you guys have been watching ULoL here on C Star League all day long, then thanks for sticking it out. And if you're just really excited for either one of these teams, make sure to head out there and let us know. You can do that on Facebook, on Twitter, at C Star League. And if you want to tweet at ULoL, because this is part of the ULoL Campus Series, and let them know some of your favorite moments, definitely get out there and do that. And before we get into our first game of this Best of 3 series, I'm going to throw it over to Fekez to give a little bit of love to some of our sponsors.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to forget about the sponsors. Band Gaming, it's a social app and the official social app for the CSL. Features such as creating groups, boards, polls, chats, calendar functions, and now even calls is an easy choice for us. We hope that it's an easy choice for you. Join the CSL community at band.us/@CStarLeague. And of course, we can't forget about Twitch. They're here. They've been with us for a long time. You're watching them here. You're watching the ULoL campus on Twitch and nowhere else on the internet right now. So thank you very much for Twitch for supporting us through the years. And last but not least, Azus. We also want to welcome Azus to the CSL family of for the 2016-2017 season, helping innovate the gaming and esports industry with their wonderful products such as monitors, laptops, routers, GPUs, motherboards, and more. So thank you, Azus. And that'll be it for the ads. I want to say ads. The sponsorship right now. We're going to get back into the spectator delay and be back on the Rift in just a moment. Stick around.
Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.
We don't stop.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the ULoL Campus Series. My name is Joshua Fekas Quest. I am here with Reed, Rap, and Melton, and this is LMU versus Utah. And the game just started, so team just looks like they're peeking on the line of scrimmage here, so not too much. I don't think there's going to be too much action coming out in the early going here.
Yeah, probably not, Fekaz. This is just going to be our safe start. Not necessarily extremely standard. Just Katarina, you can throw out daggers. They don't deal that much damage. You're going to take more poke damage back if you try to stand toe-to-toe with Corki. So just coming down a little bit and aiding Jinx out there. Now, Drowning Fish is a little bit of an interesting guy, at least to get a chance to highlight here. It does favor a little bit less mobile AD carries, so things like Varus, Jhin, Jinx. So a little bit interesting there as well, just because Jinx is just not as solid as some of the tippity top tier of AD carries. Things like Varus, we've been seeing an insane amount lately. Even Caitlyn been coming back into the favor. Jinx, not so much. And really kind of the same idea as a Jhin. You just let them set up, let them sit there, and they dish out insane bonkers amounts of damage. So see if that's an option. Of course, another highlighted pick is going to be this mid lane Katarina from Exequia. And as he faces off against Giraffe, this is a little bit interesting to see Corki being picked by him, because while it's a very strong champion, he's actually never won a game on it this season. So maybe some redemption here for Utah.
Yeah, and I mean, Giraffe did take Exhaust, and that's actually one of the best summoners you can take when you're against an assassin player in the mid lane. You're not going to use Ignite on Corki too often. You don't want to get that close, but I mean, he does have a little bit of an escape card there with that Exhaust. So let's not count out the matchup between Corki and Katarina yet. So we'll see how it turns out. It is worth noting that Utah is actually 2-0 in this division right now. I believe they are 1-1. So Utah, they want to fight hard. They want to stay undefeated going into this, coming out of this match, as that almost guarantees them a playoff spot. In fact, I think it might. But they're actually doing quite a bit of damage on the bot lane here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having an aggressive lineup, and they're making full use of it so far.
Man, you know one thing I have not had to do? Oh man, I was gonna get caught out there. Yeah. Almost taken down. That deadly flourish, almost deadly enough to take her out. And now we get a chance to watch the rest of the map a little bit. We're gonna see maybe first ganks coming in as Kha'Zix, top lane.
First gank of the game here, and there's a flash from Joger Bomb. Or Joger Bomb, I don't know how to pronounce that one. I think it's Joger Bomb, but it does get a flash out of the Yasuo in top lane. So well done by Kraden and MI Kenya, and we're already seeing some synergy coming out from Utah. So aggression and synergy already, and you can see that aggression in the bot lane already playing pretty huge. There is there's a huge CS gap between James.
Yeah, but top lane, the counter gank coming in. Kenya, no, he is not an entire African country, but he is doing very well in the top lane.
Yeah, he is doing as well as he can, as the tree is pretty low health. Kraden is in the top lane to try to back him up. The CS is coming up into his turret now, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of retribution. A lot of damage. You just cannot go onto James and Toast. That is such a powerful bot lane combo between MF and Jhin.
Yeah, I mean, Loyola Marymount's duo lane is kind of getting bodied a little bit. They're shoved underneath their turret. Captive audience down there, not the Jhin spell, but the literal situation that they find themselves in, captivated down there. Now, going into the mid lane, though, Giraffe might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Exhaust going down.
Is it going to be enough? Has to blow the flash.
That was so close.
Exequia barely makes it out of there. But meanwhile, hold on. Action in the top and bottom lane. Heal being used in the bot lane by Drowning Fish. But in the top lane, another gank attempt by Brigand. He's not able to bring down Kenya yet. But he did get the flash out of him. He's going back in again. He's going to walk away.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This actually just does not stop, Fekaz. And I'm actually really excited because if you guys are new to watching the ULoL Campus Series, wow, actually getting locked down again. Really sounds weird to cast that guy's name because I'm not going to pronounce. No, that's not the way it works. When you name yourself something a little bit wacky, I get to pronounce it however I want. If this guy were, the next Bjergsen out there, maybe he could tell me how to say his name. But no, Because I remember when the first game I cast of Bjergsen's, I called him Bjergerson, and I was totally serious because at that point in my life, I actually didn't know how basic pronunciation really worked. And he messaged me later, was like, "Hey, by the way, that's actually totally wrong." It's like, oh, okay, well that I get. But when you name yourself, no, it's not going to work out, man.
No,
Sorry.
No, he throws the J in the bottom of the end of that just for good measure there too. So, yeah, not happening there. But going back to the mid lane here, Ezequiel, this is an interesting one because Ezequiel, has the Shumpo, can dodge the phosphorus bombs relatively easy, but having trouble against Giraffe right now. Of course, Giraffe has a null magic mantle, so has a little bit of defense against Ezequiel, but every time he goes in like that, he's going to get a huge barrage right in his face, and now Kraden is in the mid lane. Ezequiel goes down, first blood, going over to Kraden, now in the bot lane. James has to blow his flash, exhaust being used. That one by Huh as well, so a little bit of action going in both mid lane and bot lane, but so far, Utah coming out on top.
Yeah, definitely more of the action in the mid lane working out, and Kraden getting that kill specifically. He's not going to stack things up like Rengar's Bone Tooth Necklace, but he is going to start the ball rolling, getting himself able to go back to base, grab those double long swords, and head back out onto Summoner's Rift. Also upgrading at Sight Trinket into a Tracker's Knife. Actually kind of interesting there because a lot of Kazakhs will go for the Red Smite to limit damage and make sure they secure that kill. He's going for Tracker's Smite. That's really cool to see the commitment to not just all-out aggression, but also setting up really cool vision-based plays.
And immediately when he gets that Tracker, he switches right over to the Sweeper, which you should do, of course, but he's going to try to dedicate himself, like you said, dedicate himself to the information for the team. And that is interesting because you want to usually see a Kazakhs go straight damage and they just want to kill. But he's already making use of this and he's going to help support his team because there's a lot of damage already on that team. You have Corki, Jin, even Misfortune. Speaking of Corki, going in onto Ezequiel, my bad. Does get the kill by Giraffe. Heal being used in the bot lane as Brigand decides to gank through the little tri-brush patch there with the tunnel, but does not work out in his favor. Now, gets locked down. Here comes curtain call time. Is he going to be able to land enough shots? Drowning Fish is going to block as much as possible and actually get taken down pretty huge by himself there. So both bot laners of LMU have to go back, or at least be cautious, as Drowning Fish is actually staying right now.
Oh man, mid lane, there's the knock-up Giraffe! No, it can't Valkyrie out of that one, man. Urf took a nosedive. That's why he's extinct.
Yeah, he had exhaust there, decided not to use it, felt like he was going to die anyways. And speaking of dying, Toast taking up the turret shots for his friend James.
Oh my God, Utah's duo looking so sick.
That is just friendship at its best.
Yeah, man, you gotta do your job there. Sometimes it's landing your skill shots. Sometimes it's just standing there and taking the hit, taking one for the team. And that's gonna take now the third kill of the game here for Utah. I was actually pretty hyped coming into this for things like Ezequiel, but he's been really focused, really hard. You can tell exactly how much of an effect that has had on Marymount's play style. When your mid lane doesn't get going, well, really not a whole lot else does.
No, and that's just one of the things with trying to get a snowball champion. Man, Katarina not doing too well, even in the bot lane. Yeah, like I said, look at the CS difference in the bot lane. Let's talk about that a little bit more here. Drowning Fish, 46 CS to 77. We'll talk about that one moment. Hold on. Kenya, he's going to go in top lane. Last breath already used. Now the camera goes to the mid lane because Giraffe explodes Ezequiel. And now Kenya, there is the chilling smite thrown down onto Kenya, but he is going to stay alive, chugging that that potion as much as possible. So does stay alive, has teleport, can get into the back into the bot lane, no problem, or top lane I should say, no problem if he wants to use that teleport. Now there's a little bit of focus by Utah in the bot lane because they want to go after this dragon.
Yeah, Dragon is being beset there. Started out not a whole lot of presence coming in for Loyola Marymount. Now, Utah, really, really great to see their coordination and a couple of things that are working out really well for them. First of all, I am Kenya, not actually going for a standard Maokai build, but hold the phone, Maokai teleport down to the bottom lane.
Curtain call time, and that's going to slow down both members of the bot lane, LMU's bot lane, I should say. Kraden taking quite a bit of damage and actually goes down. Dragonfish picking up that one with a Super Mega Inferno Rocket there. But actually gets a double kill underneath the turret. Kenya diving a little bit too deep. Brigand is now in the bot lane as well. Toast in a bad situation as Exequia also roaming to the bot lane. That is a very bad bad roam in the bot lane by Utah. Exequia just got 2 kills on that board, and now it's 5-5 tied up in kills. Giraffe, I don't think you want to be here, but he's going to be here anyways, trying to pick up a kill onto Huh. Throws the exhaust down onto Brigand, but now Exequia is there trying to get the retribution kill. Very low on health, though, as Giraffe was able to pick up Huh.
Look at Giraffe.
Yeah, he is just being a boss here. He doesn't even have a Triforce yet, but landing those rockets with their count. So becoming just a monster. This the tail end of this skirmish, 1v3 almost. 1v3. That was pretty impressive by Giraffe.
Yeah, Giraffe at this point got a little bit too far ahead thanks to those early ganks, and now you just saw how scary he is even in those 1v multiple situations. He's just not even afraid because he puts out so much damage. He's going to be coming back to lane with a Sheen or let me check his gold here. Yeah, with a Sheen and then eventually a Trinity Force. And at that point, there's not a whole lot that Exequia is going to be able to do even in just the 1v1, especially once his exhaust comes off cooldown. But Yogurt Bomb actually stepped too far into turret. He's going to tank that turret shot. Now I Am Kenya is going to move in for what should be a pretty easy kill.
Is it? There it is. The Twisted Advance is going to finish that one off with an auto attack. So yeah, he's biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Yogurt Bomb not able to pick that one up even with a Phantom Dancer, but hold on, Curtain Call in the bot lane along with Bullet Time. Nice by HUD to get out of the way of the Curtain Call, so James was not able to pivot that bullet over, make that magic bullet happen. So looks like Exequia was going to roam up to the top lane. Saw everyone backed off. And call it a day for that one. But now in the bot lane again, Drowning Fish gets poked down quite a bit. This is such a hard lane to play against, but Drowning Fish with the ganks actually trying to keep himself alive in this with the KDA, but the CS is still not there.
Yeah, you can see in mid lane, Exequia tries to go in onto Giraffe. Tried to go in again, and both times just can't deal the damage.
Yeah, Giraffe has Sheen now, so it's going to deal even more damage upon every auto attack after a rocket. And you're seeing that Brigand has to gets chunked all to hell. He has to back almost all the way away from Giraffe. So Giraffe has this lane in the mid lane completely to his own.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about Giraffe. At this point, you just leave him alone, just try to split the wave against him, and make your plays elsewhere. That's what Exequia has been trying to do, roaming to the bottom lane, roaming to the top lane, but it's just been remarkably ineffective. And even though there's like double control wards on the top half of the map, still haven't seen a whole lot work out there. I Am Kenya is just not really feeling too pressured at this point. His turret's taking damage, but is able to keep it alive for at least for now. So at this point, Fekez, you kind of start to wonder if you can't deal with Giraffe, and Giraffe has now finally picked up his Trinity Force. This is go time for Utah. They have the strongest champion in the game at this point, Corki, who could almost accurately 1v5 if he's just sitting there dealing out damage. How do you deal with this as Loyola Marymount? We're about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, you have to lock him down somehow, but now he has the package. It is going to be extraordinarily hard. Or he could do something like this where he just dives in so hard. Are they able to pick him up, though? Giraffe, he gets healed. He's going to stay alive. James able to pick up Exequia in the beginning part of that as well. Curtain Call just trying to find whoever he can. But moral of that whole story, we were talking about what they have to do against Giraffe. I thought it was that, but Giraffe stayed alive.
I thought Kraden was actually going to go into that in one shot, but he was not going to. In the end, yeah, like you said, going in, that was the all-in attempt. That was the almost the last shot that Loyola Marymount had at killing Giraffe, and they just couldn't make it happen. Too much defense, even through exhaust. Giraffe was able to just do too much, stay alive, and now top lane, Yogurt Bomb in a rough spot.
Yeah, the roam from Toast is going to help out Kenya so much. The sapling popped him right on the head. He's going to pick up that kill, and that's going to be top lane turret going down as Kraden is waiting in the tri-brush. 3 turrets now to 0, and Utah looked like they were going to fault a little bit. Hold on, there's just an explosion happening in the mid lane because Giraffe can blow up anybody he wants to almost, especially a Syra.
I mean, at this point, this is why Corki is the daring bombardier. You just like can't do anything about it. they are finally, you throw enough champions into the meat grinder that is Giraffe, and you're going to be able to take him out. So a good shutdown. It's a bunch of gold for the team. And at this point, Loyola Marymount, after taking out Corki, finally, they got to right the ship now, because it's just not going to happen the later this game goes.
No, and they have to take full advantage of this one, trying to pick up the mid lane turret, but still get so much damage put onto them. And James with a flash, not able to pick up Exequia, but still going to poke down, get another flash out of Drowning Fish. Because that is one of the disadvantages of playing a Jinx. You do not have any sort of gap closer or escape unless you kill somebody, and there haven't been too many kills on the side for LMU thus far. So it's the flash blown James. Very powerful right now as this Jhin at 133 CS. 131, I'm sorry about that.
That's the interesting thing between Jinx and Jhin. They both have kind of the same name. They also have kind of the same passive, where whenever whenever something happens, they get a huge move speed burst. But for Jinx, it's whenever you kill like a structure or a champion. With Jhin, it's much, much more consistent. We're about to watch Yogurt have a little bit of a rough time up here, Fekez.
Yeah. Try to get away here, but there's only so much you can do against a Corki who has rockets to throw at you. And Giraffe is one of the most accurate bombardiers I've ever seen. So he's going to be able to pick up that kill in the top lane. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, MI Kenya, he's going to just sort of 1v3 here. But now Toast is on the way. Bullet time coming out. Has to flash away. Kraden there picks up the kill on the flashless Zyra. And now Drowning Fish. He's going to die as well. That's a double kill for Kraden. Can he pick up a triple kill? Brigand isn't going to give it to him. He does. Triple kill for Kraden. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, James picking up Exequia as well. That's a clean ace. All across the map.
This is not going to look too great from here on out for our wonderful friends at Loyola Marymount. This is just domination. It started in the mid lane with Giraffe, and now you're starting to see it spread to the rest. Kraden with that triple kill down on the bottom half of the map. James just looking super solid, even though he's going to transition to more of a support carry kind of role, and just really no signs of life from the Loyola Marymount side. They saw that one roam to the bottom that worked out a little bit, but just didn't accomplish a whole lot after that. Now, even with that farm alarm sounded to the top half of the map, Brigand Wolf is just not going to be able to catch Corki. Draft backs off safe and sound, and will continue to dominate.
Yeah, LMU, they have a lot to think about right now, and they're going into the next pick and ban phase. It's still only 17 minutes in, but it is such a huge lead for Utah. They even have both dragons. I should say two dragons, both dragons, but both of them being mountain drakes is what I was trying to get out there. Which, as you know, hold on, we'll talk about that in a second. Giraffe engaged upon here. Nice wind wall blocking some of the rockets and phosphorus bomb. Can he get a kill? He does onto Yogurt Bomb. Is he going to be able to pick up another kill onto Brigand? No, the flash. Auto attack, able to pick up Giraffe. But I was going to say the two dragons being mountain drakes here, which are going to be huge for this game. As whenever you're this far ahead, the best thing to do is just take turrets, and that's exactly what Utah wants to do right now.
This team comp for Loyola Marymount is actually kind of interesting because it's centered around kind of the idea that Exequia is super, super good. Oh my god! Able to get the Shunpo in for the kill. Okay, so back to my point being made for me on stream is Exequia is so good at this Katarina. However, needs the right situations to be able to thrive. So you get Zyra, whose plants can be Shunpo'd to. You have Rek'Sai in the jungle, whose tunnels can be Shunpo'd to. And I'm not sure anybody else gives you anything else to Shunpo to. But still, a couple of really cool assets that you just saw Exequia make use of to get in and get out of these fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, yeah, like you said, that's exactly what she needs to do. It's not working out too well, and Giraffe is just got way out of control. Was not able to 1v1 Giraffe like I think she wanted to, or he wanted to. Katarina, anyway, it wasn't able to have the mid lane go the way it was supposed to go. But we're gonna see why right now, because Giraffe is a phenomenal Corki player. That was about a 2-second skirmish, maybe even 1.5, and Giraffe just deleted Exequia off the map. There's no defense against this Corki coming out in the items from Exequia. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, even Brigand Bulb's just going to be able to make it out, just barely.
Barely, yeah. The full shot from James's curtain call did pick up onto Brigand Wolf. Actually has to drive him back, and now you're in a position where, using your Strangle Thorns, it's purely defensive. You're not engaging anymore, because if you engage under this team of Utah, you're going to get destroyed with how powerful everyone is. And let's not take anything away from everyone else, because Giraffe, he's 9-3-2, but Kraden, he's 4-1-1. James, he's 3-1-2. They are positioning themselves so well in this game that even if Giraffe didn't do too well in that mid lane, they would still have a pretty strong team here. Hold on. Oh boy.
Oh no.
They're caught out, but it doesn't matter. Bullet time coming out. Brigand gonna go through the tunnel. Who's gonna root down now? Drowning Fish gets rooted down by Kenya.
Wow.
Looks like
okay.
Nobody died. Nobody died. How about that? That's unusual.
I am, miracles happen when you believe, Beckez. That is an illustration of grace in action. So, a little bit on Giraffe there. He just couldn't put out enough damage, Beckez. All his fault, 9-3. But to be real, though, he is going to head back to base and get this big buy off that really will keep that from being a problem in the future. Rapid fire cannon being picked up, my favorite item in the game, and a BF sword along with it, so there's all the damage you need.
It took me a second to realize why your favorite item would be rapid fire cannon, but I get it now.
Yeah, man.
Clever, because your name's Rapid Fire.
I don't even get royalties for that, man. What a ripoff.
At least you're doing the ULoL Campus series. That's a pretty good exchange.
Hey, there you go. Big fan. Now I am Kenya. Let's see if...
He's just trying to take out a ward, guys, but it's like Yogurt Bomb going to be able to pick up that one. That's finally something on the board for Yogurt Bomb. He is 1-4-1 now. Finally has a kill as we need kills as an assassin to do well into the mid game. We're getting into the mid game now, and he is not doing too hot, and he's getting kills wherever he can get them. He's actually doing pretty well on farm right now, the highest on his team at 167, but it's not translating to too much power on this map as the dragon comes up. A little bit of tension coming through.
Has some poke damage, chunking Brigand Wolf out. Keep in mind also this team composition from Loyola Marymount has actually kind of no tank. Like, they've got Rek'Sai, but he's too far behind against carries that are too far ahead for him to really be able to fulfill that tank role. And so everyone's just really going to explode on Loyola Marymount, whether it's Kraden, whether it's Giraffe. It's just it's not going to be pretty. On the other side, though, you have the same kind of issue. Maokai, who is a super tank, who is far enough ahead to be able to fulfill that role, is still the only tank on the team, so there's some explosions liable on both sides, depending on things like whether or not Hunt can get his resets off. Could be some scary things here as we come into Baron.
Yeah, and speaking of explosions, Giraffe keeping everyone at bay with just his rockets and phosphorus bombs, and that's going to allow Utah to pick up very effortless Baron. So Baron at 23 minutes, they're all going back and recuperate rendezvous and probably try to push for the win here, Rapid, as I don't see they have too much of a reason to keep this one going. They are 1 turret to 6 right now, 9 kills to 19 kills, and they are 10k up. They have everything in their arsenal to finish this game off, and I mean, they might as well while they have the advantage, because the longer the game goes, the more evened out it gets, but it has to go a long time right now with how far ahead they are.
Yeah, it certainly does seem as if things, the table is tipped against Loyola Marymount. But, comeback's always possible, especially with, 1.5 completed items here on this Katarina. Maybe Exequia can turn it around. Right as I asked that question, Corky takes her down to below half HP. So, this is going to be a very difficult defense for Loyola Marymount.
Nice wind wall coming out, but it's only delaying the inevitable here as the turret does go down. Kraden, he goes in with the curtain call in the back line along with the bullet time, and there are 2 members down for LMU. Make that 3 because the Exequia decides to jump in there, but it's all in vain. The Super Mega Death Rocket coming out from the back line, so it's not going to pick anyone up. Mid lane inhibitor does go down, and they have empowered minions in the base. Utah, they're at least going to be able to pick up a Nexus turret, possibly the Nexus itself.
Yeah, Exhaust is a great summoner spell, Fekez, and at that point, that engage by Exequia is just absolutely 0 effectiveness. Got some low health bars, but really just nothing else. And just little by little, you can see the effectiveness of this huge mega tank in the front line. MI Kenya might as well be, because he is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh my god!
Look at that damage, it's disgusting!
James picking up the kill onto that one. That was technically a double kill. And the Sequia trying to go back in. It actually does there. Gets a double kill for herself. So that's good. Kraden barely makes that alive. The Nexus is exposed. James is there. Did they not notice him?
James can actually just like...
Oh, God. The damage, but shut
Okay.
down. Oh, Kraden, he's going to go back in, and now Toast is there just popping away at the Nexus. I don't know if this is intense or not, but shut down! Sequia, you're going to defend, brother! You got it! Triple kill for a Sequia. The Nexus stands, and that's an ace for RMU, so they survive just a little bit longer.
Okay, Exequia actually baited Kraden in so hard. That was ridiculous. He just sidestepped his initial jump in when he tried to get in with the evolved leap, but wasn't going to have it, man. Able to escape, get the triple kill in the end, keep the Nexus alive for a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's no Dragon, no Baron, so I think Utah, they either have to split push here, maybe take another inhibitor turret, or just go straight down the middle and say, we could probably just team fight them again and take out the Nexus. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that, honestly. It's the Dragon. It's not going to be for a little bit longer here. The timer's not even up yet. And Baron, of course, was just taken, so it looks like Utah, they're just going to secure every buff that they can, and I assume, Rapid, they're just going to charge their way, force their way down into the mid lane and onto that Nexus, as it's a little under half health now.
I mean, at this point, yeah, you can just do this. Giraffe just goes in, instant assassination.
And here comes the curtain call, going to try to finish off. Brigand does get it, and this is going to be the end for LMU. There's a shutdown from Giraffe onto Exequia. The triple kill earlier. Giraffe trying to...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the health
bar...
That
was actually pretty close.
I didn't know. Yeah, it was, but I did not see the health bar of Drowning Fish even go down. It was green and then instantly nothing. I didn't even see the red health bar drown. So that's how powerful Giraffe was in that final going. With an Trinity Force, Infinity Edge, and Rapid Fire Cannon, he was going to be essentially unstoppable. Legendary if you really want to get into that one, but he was a dominant force for Utah.
Wow, and that is the way the cookie and the game number one crumbles. A 30-14 victory there for Utah. So congratulations to them. They'll take our first game in our last series of the night. But it is a series. It's a best of series. And it's about to get serious as we come into our second game coming up in just a second. So you guys want to stick around, but in the meantime, there's a couple of things you guys can do. You can go on to Twitter. You can follow at @CStarLeague and at ULoL and share some of your thoughts about these games and how they're going. You can cheer for your players, your teams, whatever you want to do, that's out there for you all. And of course, before we head out to a quick commercial break, we're going to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors that help make the CSL possible. That is, of course, ASUS, who've come back to join us for another season, Twitch, where you guys are watching this right now, and of course, Band Gaming, who you guys will get a chance to see a few ads about them as well. I want to thank them for joining us as the official social app of the CSL. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a minute.